Then we have Chase Black, Cody Kopp, and Carson King. Going back to that third row, you see Solly Mervis, Derek Sanchez, Rossi Garcia, who put in a great ride. Vosberg put a great ride in also, as well as Dreyer and Correa. And we got Betancourt, Smith, and Fraley.
So revs are up on these Kramers. Here we go. And it looks like DeMario got a really good launch. He looks over his shoulder. Here's the big drag race up the hill. Who's going to have inside position? And DeMario looking for some room up the inside, but he's going to be shuffled back to about 4th place.
Kopp up there as well, Greg. So Cody Kopp drain up into turn 1, and you can see what was the, they have, Greg, 1.5 seconds over DeMario on that first lap. So they're going to be working together here if they can. As they head side by side into the S's, that's going to make it a little bit more difficult for them to ultimately get the speed they need.
Out of Lexington, Kentucky, starting to catch these two. And then it looks like Correa, Jay, has broken away from the pack behind him on the Jones Honda. Yep,
Cody Kopp still trying to kind of stuff his way through there on guys. And he's fallen back just a little bit here, Greg, as you can see him, 29.4, 28.9 for DeMario. So yeah, he's still just got that ability to jump himself into the 28s.
Up the front straightaway they go to turn number 1. Each rider having a look at each other, seeing where they're going to position themselves. And Page just looks so strong, letting that lever off and rolling through, although DeMario is starting to catch him.
The battle for third raged on, and you can see all the lap times are just a little bit quicker now, Greg. 29.2 for Drain, 29.7 for Correa. So we see Vosberg here. Looks like they're trying to work on that linkage like we talked about.
All right, so for Bodie Page now down to 2.1 seconds, Hannah.
I think it's worth noting that it's really impressive of a showing from Bodie Page, performing so well in race 1 and now being out front for so many laps in race 2 when they're operating on a really basic skeleton crew out of a borrowed van. Crew chief Bobby McClendon is fielding the effort, and they've got, you know, former flat track and road racer Dylan Deutschlander under the canopy helping, but it's really impressive when you consider he's up there with the likes of big established teams with big trucks in the paddock like that of Warhorse HSBK.
And Page now 2.2 seconds over to Mario. And you can see 32 is King. That's in 6th place. So we're watching the battle for 6th. And there goes the 12 of Kopp. He's going to go from 8th up to 6th. Can't get it slowed down. And he's off the track. And that will be possibly a track limits warning for him. And Jay, I know that Cody Kopp already has one.
Yeah, you know, at the end of that straightaway, Greg, usually it's a little bit more lenient because it's so easy to get in there too deep. And there's not usually a very big advantage gain. You can see he lost a couple spots doing that. So we'll see what they do. And as 32 gets out there just a little bit wide as well.
But Jay, across the board too, we're going to be watching the development of these motorcycles over time.
Yeah, everybody's going to get a better handle on them as we go, and it's great for these kids because they've only got a week to wait till the next time they're on the racetrack. So,
but this is the last lap, so DeMario's got to throw the kitchen sink at it, and Page, nah, he might have to make a mistake because
29 flat. So he's about 7/10 off of his last lap time. So I'm not sure if he did make a mistake, but you know, at this point, if he can just kind of keep it clean, I think it's going to be hard for DeMario to run him down.
So very interesting. Our second race of the season to look at Page. An unknown for us. We knew what DeMario was capable of, and he showed it to us in race number 1, which even after one race, we kind of were questioning, okay, who's going to step up and race him? We also talked at the top of the show, Jason, that it was important for the rest of this field to put DeMario behind him to give them a chance. Page got to the front. He keeps setting fastest laps of the race during the entire race. And he's done an outstanding job. There's the 22 of Dreyer, MP13 Racing.
Yeah, we saw her trying to chase down Drain and Correa. So Ella with a solid ride here, top 5. Get this season started right for her. And I'm not actually sure she's ever raced here before. I know her brother has, obviously, in Twins Cup. So for Ella, this is a new track, new place for her as well. She's going to be going to Barber next week, somewhere she's super comfortable with. And just get those results, get those points on the board.
This final lap, this battle continues to rage for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th place. You can see that Cody Kopp has been able to put Garcia behind him.
Derek Sanchez done a really good job here too. those last lap through the S's. He pulled away a little bit, although it looked like he made a small mistake there in that slow corner, which is so easy to do. And you can see what it did. It killed his drive on the exit, and it allowed King to pull up alongside and make that draft. Oh, he didn't quite make the draft pass. So King, again, another very tall young man, very big guy. So let's see if he does anything as they get down here into the, look at Kopp. He's going to send it up in there as well, try to make it.
Oh, full send, and unfortunately, Kopp goes a little bit wide outside the racetrack, but it was the 23 of Sanchez who got hung out to dry.
He did.
Because Kopp was running real wide and Sanchez had to lift. There's still more corners to go for them, but as for this rider, the number 65, Bodie Page from Australia, the 14-year-old, he's got one more corner to navigate on his way to his maiden victory in only our second race ever. This young man comes to the stripe and will take the win.
Really good job from him and his team, making whatever adjustments they made to get him to the front. How about this? Drain's going to get a double podium here today. 2 third-place finishes for the Estenson Racing rider. So that's going to be a big positive as you look a little bit further back. King doing everything he can to try to make it to that line before the rest of these guys. Sanchez had a look, and he's going to make it, Greg. Sanchez is going to make the pass before they get a line as Kopp goes through on Carson King as well.
Place from Warhorse HSBK American Racing Team, Alessandro DiMario.
Well, that'll do it for us from Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. What a debut for the Parts Unlimited Talent Cup by Motul. And then it's DiMario in second, Drain in third. Korea, a race all alone, along with Dreyer, and 5 seconds behind Ella. Sanchez, Kopp, King, and Garcia gave us quite a scrap. And Chase Black rounding out your top 10.